Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Stimmed Out, the most caffeinated show on the internet. Going to be a duo job today. Got Nico Flores. We have little Joseph behind filming some B-roll right now for Nico's channel. But welcome to the return of Stimmed Out. It's been a hot minute since we filmed an episode. Our scheduling has been kind of all over the place, so that's why we've been missing a lot. But this is the return. We're here to provide you some really good content. Nico, how have things been with you, man?
I'm excited, man. Basically, long story short, me, Tim, and Joe had a really long talk about what we want to do in 2023. So for the past, a week and a half, one, I decided to get a videographer, and two, I told myself and the guys, I was like, I want to produce more content for everyone. It's just better for us, for self-branding, for game day, for so many things. So I'm excited to see what we can do in this upcoming year. Like I said, 2023 is going to be a big year for all three of us.
Yeah.
So excited for that.
It's one more videographer than I've ever had in my entire life. As long as I've been on YouTube or just doing social media in general, I couldn't really justify getting a videographer or someone to edit my videos, but now I see how useful it is.
Dude, it's so
useful.
useful.
How many videos have you cranked out this week?
So basically, since we started on Monday, he's in high school still, so he still has so much
labor.
priority outside of this. He's in high school, he's on winter break right now. So since I want to say Saturday of last week, we've had 5 YouTube videos and 25 shorts produced.
Jeez.
Yeah.
It's all about a numbers game and in terms of putting up content now.
Yep.
Don't get me wrong. You've got the best of both worlds because you've got quality and you've got quantity. But to start off with Stimmed Out, what are we drinking today, Nico?
We're
taking it a little mild today because it's 9:45 in the morning. We don't want to get too stimmed because we got stuff to do today. We're starting off with some coffee, just simple cold.
Damn, right, as for espresso, you only got a single? I'm gonna be asleep after this.
You told me to get you a single.
Oh my god!
Remind me to never get Nico coffee again. But I also have myself a little bit of a monster right here that's been open since last night, so you could call me a trash human if you'd
disgusting.
like.
It's actually disgusting.
It's easier to drink because it's flat.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, so to start off today's episode, because we kind of just want to dive right into things, and it's going to be a little bit of a shorter episode, talking about some controversy today, kind of stir things up a little bit, stir the pot. So, some recent development in weightlifting news. If you guys follow me on TikTok, I already posted about this, but the face of weightlifting, Lu Xiaojun, just popped for EPO, erythropoietin, which is basically something that regulates red blood cell production in your kidney. So if you're injecting it, then more than likely you're kind of speeding up production. You're getting even more production.
That is a mouthful.
Yeah.
What's it called?
EPO, erythropoietin. I was driving home from work yesterday, and I knew I was going to make a video on it, so I asked Google how to pronounce it because I never saw this word in my life. But here's the thing. I'm not even surprised that this happened because there's been so much corruption in the Olympics as a whole, especially with weightlifting and boxing.
And boxing?
Well, I don't know if you knew this, but for 2028, they are considering taking out weightlifting and boxing because those are the two sports. And I think there's a third one that have the most doping control issues.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So Lou popped. Face of weightlifting is suspended now, and I'm curious.
He's the only weightlifter that I've known even before I started lifting. That's he's doing this for
that's
20
the
years.
thing. It's you don't even need to follow weightlifting. You've definitely seen Lou before.
Yeah.
But I'm curious now because
but before you go on, come on now. Look at everyone on the Chinese weightlifting team. You're telling me all of those guys are natural? There's no way.
Yeah.
We're gonna throw a clip in of everyone's physiques, on top of this pause. But legitimately, bro, they just don't look natural. It's not. It's literally I'm not surprised at all.
Well, it's not even the not looking natural, but dude, just even the guys that don't look like. Did you spill coffee?
No.
Oh.
I was just I thought I did. I'm also in deep thought because it's interesting to me.
But the guys that don't even look like they lift, they still lift a shit ton of weight. Because you don't have to look like you're on PEDs to be on PEDs, but some just straight up look like they do. There's this one lifter, when I used to weightlift, and I talked to my former coach about this because we all made a joke about it. He's 18 years old. I'm going to throw up a clip of him on here. He's 18 years old, looks like he's going on 35, and it's funny because he actually got arrested for drugs or for alcohol, but he was speeding and under the influence. So it's how do you get caught for those types of drugs, recreational drugs? But when it comes to performance enhancing drugs,
you don't get caught.
You don't get caught.
Yeah, that's ironic. Oh my god.
I don't know. I'm just curious to know what's going to happen.
How did they get them at that young of an age?
Dude, well, I think it's the same thing with powerlifting, because like if you take a look at because we're going to talk about the IPF in a little bit, but if you take a look at the countries that are under the IPF and the amount of drug testing that they do per year, it's mostly the Eastern European countries that do very little testing, if any testing at all.
Surprised.
And these are the countries where they have kids that look like they're 40 and they're only like 18 years old.
Come on, bro. I watch Rocky 4.
Because even if he dies, he dies. And there's my ADHD kicking in. Oh but I don't know if you looked at the King of the Lifts post around Europeans. Even they were saying like some of the juniors they looked like they were going on 50 years old. It's man. I don't know. Long story short, to be at the top of any sport, you need to take something. Which is why I'm glad that there's a separation between tested powerlifting and untested powerlifting, because if you really want to be like cream of the crop person, you could just,
why don't they have that in
hop on the
weightlifting?
sauce. I don't know.
Like I'm fine for taking steroids and everything, but why don't they have like a untested federation for weightlifting?
I think it's because weightlifting has always been in the Olympics, and the Olympics has always been
a bad look if you're taking
exactly.
steroids, right?
Yeah, it's always been quote unquote drug tested. So if they were to just open up a federation,
so do you
that's
think that's
untested,
holding powerlifting back then from getting to the Olympics? Because that if you look at it from vice versa, if like untested federations and powerlifting is okay to like be in, then maybe that's like stunting the growth into the Olympics.
There's a lot.
There's a lot.
One, powerlifting's not viewer friendly. Like, I'll forever say that weightlifting is a lot more sexy than powerlifting.
Dude, Dude, that was my joke when I was doing that for like a span of like 5 days, because that's all I could do, because legitimately my body hated me. But weightlifting is so much sexier than powerlifting, and you can argue me on that, because legitimately powerlifting, especially the bench press, is so fucking boring.
Yeah,
so
it's
boring.
like when you look at people throw weight over their head, and there's just so much and can go wrong.
Yep.
Because like powerlifting,
so much that can go wrong.
I'm so like, there's been torn rotator cuffs, torn labrums. I saw someone's elbow completely snap under a heavy snatch.
Oh,
there's so much that could go wrong. So that just makes it that much more interesting. But I do think us having untested federations is sort of stunting the growth, because people automatically associate powerlifting with performance-enhancing drugs, whereas with weightlifting, most people will be like, oh my God, they're natural because they're in the Olympics. But now it might get taken out of the 2028 games, so we don't know.
Yeah, blame Lou. That's all his fault.
I think it was an attack.
Oh man.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, why? I understand it's not really like a steroid that he took, because EPO is not a steroid. It's just like an injection. It's almost like growth hormone. It's really not.
Isn't it like the same thing that like altitude training would like provide for your red blood cells? Have you heard that study? Like apparently, like if you train at a higher altitude, the way that your red blood cells like adapt over time.
So like artificial high altitude training.
Yeah, pretty much, dude. Pretty much. Some shit like I'm pretty sure that's like what it means, right?
I mean, it has to. I can't really think of anything else.
But you can't say that's not a performance enhancing drug though, because he's injecting something that is enhancing his performance.
Yeah. Well, I guess like it falls under PED, but it's not like a steroid. Like it's not an anabolic steroid. That's I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
But I think it was like a campaign to, I guess, cancel Lou, for lack of better words, or something.
Yeah.
Because why would you take out the face of the sport? Because Lou's not. Here's the thing: if Lou was taking EPO, the rest of the Chinese weightlifting team was definitely taking EPO, because they all train together. They all have the same coach. They probably have the same doping protocol.
Yeah.
So
they publicized everything too, man. That's fucking rough.
Yeah, I'm just really curious to know. I just really like all the memes that are coming out of it, because I still follow some weightlifting pages. Because are you familiar with Lasha?
My For You page is nothing weightlifting.
So like there's a super heavyweight Olympic weightlifter. Yeah.
Is it the guy that goes like that? And he's like,
no, that's Grizzly.
Put a clip into that.
Yeah, that's Grizzly.
Oh my God.
No, the fucking Zercher curls, whatever they are.
Yes. And he's like, ah. Sorry.
No, but Lasha, he's a super heavyweight. I think he's the only person in history that's close to a 500 kilo total, which is like really huge.
Shit.
It's really huge. Dude, imagine throwing 501 pounds over your head.
Oh, no, dude.
Just put that in context.
No, dude.
But yeah, I think he's close to the first person hitting a 500 kilo total. I don't know what his snatch is, but I want to say that he clean and jerked 265.
Oh God.
Yeah, I mean, dude, he's just built different. But in 2013, he got popped But now,
Oh, wow, I'm not surprised.
but obviously he's been allowed to compete since because I think it's like a 2-year suspension and then a 2-year like they have to watch you closely or something like that. Basically, it's a 4-year period, so it kind of goes in line with the Olympics.
Damn.
But yeah,
I don't think it's 5 years. You get caught 5 years out of USAPL or IPF, right?
Yeah, I think so.
5 years.
Lou's going to be back. It's just odd that it's the face of weightlifting that's being canceled because of this.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. Damn.
Powerlifting news, though, you brought up something interesting earlier.
Well, there's one thing that's been kind of going around. So if you guys weren't aware, the Olympia happened last week. I know C-Bum, like he won obviously Mr. 4-time, but
Daddy.
there was like an expo going on, and there's been a lot of controversy with like the IPF lately because basically if you're affiliated with the IPF, you can't be like publicized doing anything else, or you can't be filming doing anything else, like stuff like outside of their own federation. And there have been certain athletes that haven't been able to attend certain things because they wanted to abide by the rules that the IPF has. And it's honestly just not fair. And like right now, like there were 2 lifters in particular that lifted in the Olympia, and it was publicized like all over the place. Mm-hmm. And people were posting about it. And like, just because they're the top of the IPF, top of their weight classes, like how are they allowed to be doing stuff like that? And then like certain other athletes that aren't as favored in the IPF, they weren't allowed to do anything. Like that's just unfair. It's not a good look. And honestly, like more people need to be like aware of like the IPF's corruption, because honestly, it is terrible. It is so bad. And why are people going back to that? Like, why are people leaving the USAPL to go to Worlds? Is that all they want to do? Just to, like represent the country? Like, I just don't understand the mindset behind that.
Well, I mean, if you really think about it, IPF, IWF, IOC, it kind of the IPF their goal at the end of the day is to get into the Olympics. The most they have is the World Games right now, which still kind of falls under the Olympic umbrella, but they want to get into the Olympics, so they're trying to just appease to the IOC as much as they possibly can. So that means they want to keep the top level lifters in there. So we could just say it like, and I just want to say to preface all this, I have no issue with Taylor. I have no issue with Delaney. I think they're great guys. I just think the situation in itself is shitty. It was handled very poorly. It's completely unfair because there was not too long ago Ed Cohn's seminar. There was that. IPF lifters were threatened to be you can't compete in our federation anymore because you're associated with a banned lifter, which I don't even understand because like he was banned decades ago. Yeah. So like I don't understand how they still have that
grudge.
Like what's the statute of limitations, my guy?
It's the grudge.
But there's that.
The Corrupted Summit.
That
was a huge one. Like. Basically, Jesus Oliveira was supposed to come in and do an event. Like it was like a for fun, like he was just raising some money for the event, like gonna do a deadlift tandem with Angelo, and then he just like he was told that he couldn't do it because he was affiliated with the IPF, and I'm like, okay, like that's fair, but then how can they allow these 2 other lifters to do like a bench event in the Olympia that's outside of powerlifting, outside of the IPF? Like that's so not fair. And they have no penalty for that?
Yeah. I've even heard that that Powerlifting America athletes that are like even handling or being at local events that they can't be seen there.
Yeah, dude,
it's so shady, man.
Yeah, like I don't understand. Like like I said, if you're gonna have rules, make sure everyone follows the rules and not just pick favorites, because that honestly just makes no sense. It's just blatant corruption.
Yeah.
Like
part of me thinks that Taylor and Delaney asked permission. But if they did, then
if they allowed the permission, that's what I'm saying. Like you have to allow everyone then.
Yeah.
Like with Rondell, for example, like
Rondell's a good one.
Yeah, like he did our meet, and then he was supposed to compete in the Corrupted Classic, and then they told him that he wasn't allowed to. And then like there was like a whole skew of events that happened that ended up being like he's not allowed to go to Sheffield anymore because of like him doing these events and like him it just makes no sense to me. Like, how can you say that? And then, like, a week later at the Olympia, allow 2 other lifters to do, like, a fucking bench meet, like a chair. Like, they're just doing it for clout. Like, that makes no sense.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's essentially what it is. It's just for clout. Part of me thinks that Powerlifting America realizes that they messed up by, putting all these sanctions on their other lifters. So they must have put something out, because we're not in Powerlifting America. I'm never going to lift in that federation. But they might have put something out like, hey, if you want to do like certain events that are going to make us look good, just make sure you ask his permission instead of just blatantly going there. I don't know. I just really don't understand this whole thing.
Yeah. Honestly, like I said before, like the main point of the story is like if you're gonna have rules, you need to abide by all of those rules for every single person in that federation, and not just like pick favorites out. That just is terrible. It's such a bad look. And like I'm no hate towards Taylor or Delaney or anything. It's just this is what for someone outside looking in. Like if I'm feeling this way, if like I'm sure other people are feeling the same way. Like this is so not fair. Could you imagine like what Jesus is feeling? Like what?
Oh, dude, it was
like,
probably shared in every
Exactly.
single powerlifting group chat that's in existence.
Yeah, exactly. So,
I don't know. It is what it is at this point.
it really it feels like I'm like walking on glass with that topic, dude.
Are you though?
Yeah.
Because I mean, dude, we're not even like in powerlifting America. So, and if they listen to this, and we know you are,
I know Steve's gonna watch this. Steve's gonna be like, "Fuck yes, guys, do this."
it's like what are you gonna do? Sue me? Local man gets sued. Last words that said. What are you gonna do? Sue me?
All right, let me pull up the topic list real quick, and there's a few things I do want to talk about. One thing is obviously we are affiliated with USAPL.
Yeah.
One of the biggest meets just happened like 2 weeks ago.
The VA Pro.
Yeah, that was a crazy meet. We had a few game day athletes do that. Like literally, 2 of them were on the podium, right? 2 of them were on the podium for the males.
Yeah.
But overall, like Bob's performance was fucking ridiculous. He missed his second squat too, and like still totaled that much. Like, could you imagine he went 9 for 9?
Yeah.
Like everyone there had the stuff from like even Austin and Ashton and Daniel Clements breakout athlete there the entire meet. Like that. Can we talk about the judging first?
I was actually gonna like start off with that. It was rough. Like, what was it? Because at game day, like whenever anybody has an SPD session, we call it team practice, and pretty much all of us have team practice on Saturdays. So we spent that day just lifting and looking at Lifting Cast and looking at the live stream on YouTube. And every time that there was a questionable call, the entire gym just like went up in flames. They were being rough, but see that's the thing. That's a standard that everybody needs to be held to.
There is so much money involved in that meet.
I completely get it. I completely get it.
Yeah, that was like stricter than like fucking national level like judging, dude. Like,
yeah,
honestly, like I think it was pretty consistent too.
Like, it was.
That was the thing. Like it's okay to be like hard, but if you're inconsistent with calls between person to person, then like it's a little bit conflicting. But honestly, I think the calls are very consistent throughout the entire day. The depth calls are honestly the hardest. I think those are fucking like they wanted you to like sit on the floor, bro.
Yeah, it was also difficult for us to see because I think
we had a front angle, right?
We had a front angle, and I think I don't know if Joe told us about this, but
I miss Joe.
Shout out Joe.
Shout out Joe. That's the first shout.
Yeah, that's the first. But yeah, we only had the front angle, so I mean, from what I heard, they were being really consistent with all the calls. So I don't have any room to complain there. Everybody was being held to the same standard, and that's really all that we could ask for, right?
Yeah, one thing I really do want to bring up too, this is like kind of excluding what happened in the meet, but did you see the production quality of that entire stream? Oh my god! Even the meet stream, like the meet itself, like.
Well, dude, Saber's a millionaire.
Yeah, dude,
he
that
can
was
afford
crazy, man. Like there was like I remember there's one drone shot that went over the entire crowd.
Wait, there was a drone shot?
Yeah, there was a drone.
There was a drone shot.
Yeah, they had a drone going through, like it was on top of everyone, it was sliding across the crowd, like literally surfing across the crowd, and then went over the platform. It was crazy, dude. And then like if you look on the giant screen behind, like the LED screen, you could see like there was like a small like GIF or GIF of like the athlete going like this or some shit. Like, and I'm like, bro, that's awesome. It feels like I'm watching like basketball or like this like a UFC fighter coming on the platform.
I was gonna say it's like WWE.
Yeah, it's like freaking Jeff
something
Hardy.
something like that, dude.
Do you imagine, bro? Jeff Hardy goes squat 275.
Yeah, I would love to host a meet like that one day, but
you just need money for that, man.
Seems like a logistical and financial nightmare to do.
Honestly, I feel like a meet like that. Like, how do you break even?
That's the neat part. You don't.
Hey, you're just doing it for the community at that point, right? You're doing it for the USAPL, that's crazy because like now they set the standard for like one of the highest quality meets in the entire year for the USAPL. So
yeah,
if like imagine like every like big like quarterly meet like was like that style of that like, production quality, that'd be fucking insane, dude.
Well, I think what Saber does, he goes through an event company that they like specialize in bodybuilding. And that's usually what they do for take like summer shredding or the Olympia or something like that. Yeah. Like they have that huge LED wall behind them, and they have all that production quality and stuff. And obviously the dude can afford that.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah, I would love to do that.
Did you see C-Bum's last post and like the production quality that his video was taken on the Olympia stage? That was fucking crazy.
You know what I find really crazy? No matter what facet of fitness you're in, you're always going to follow bodybuilding.
Yeah,
you're always going to follow bodybuilding. Powerlifting, following bodybuilding. Bodybuilding, obviously bodybuilding. CrossFit, you definitely know who C-Bum is.
Yeah. Dude, his engagement on his posts are like insane.
Yeah.
Like when he posted just 4 times with a medal, it got 6 million likes.
Yeah. So I was talking to somebody about this the other day. C-Bum did it right with social media.
Yep.
He definitely did it right with social media, because you take a look at, guys like, Ronnie, Jay, even like Phil Heath, Kai. Well, Kai Green's a little bit different because he's always been like the people's champ.
Yeah.
But they never really took full advantage of social media. But then you take a look at all these modern athletes, like even like I'll even say like Sadiq Hadzovic.
Yeah.
Like him, C-Bum, like they took full advantage of social media, and that's why they have the following that they do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dude, his production quality and his YouTube videos alone, like, dude, his documentary I watched him winning last year. It was like 55 minutes. I watched the entire fucking thing because of how good it was. It was just put together so nice. Like his videographer does such a good job. Borderline almost cried at the end because it was like a sad like backstory to him leading to this. I'm like, bro, there's so much emotion into this fucking YouTube video. I'm like, this is such a good video to watch. All 55 minutes of it. I'm like, damn. Like I want to produce quality like this when I make YouTube videos, man. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, if you're fully invested for 55 minutes, then it better be. It's basically a movie at that point.
It was, bro. It was crazy. It was like the aspect ratio and everything.
Now here, got the black bars and everything.
Yeah, I know, right?
Now here's a question though, because like Russ kind of already does this because he's got such high production value,
dude. His
value and
B-roll
quality already.
Was so nice, dude.
Yeah,
that shit was so nice.
Like when Duhan runs that shit, he definitely runs that shit.
Yeah,
but
that was a really nice video I watched.
But I'm really curious if that same production quality were to be brought to top level athletes with powerlifting, because only reason I say that with strongman. With the Arnold, they did that a few years ago where they took like the top athlete or like the athletes that were for like top place contention for top place. They basically followed them around and did an entire documentary series on them.
How do I feel like strongman is more popular than powerlifting?
Because it's more interesting.
Is it?
Well, it's because like you never know what events are going to be doing. Yeah. Like with powerlifting, it's always squat, bench, deadlift. But with strongman, it's like move this car, throw this stone.
I just feel like people get like they're more appealed to like when they see stuff is being moved a further distance.
Well, and on top of that, you have these behemoths of a human, just moving heavy shit. Whereas with us,
56 kilo like
girl, and it's like no offense to anybody that powerlifts because like you take even me, it's like I don't even look like I lift. I don't even lift a lot of weight to begin with. But you take like me or Nico and you put us up against like half Thor Bjornsson,
half Thor, dude.
It's like
4 times my size.
Yeah, like you want it. Like that's the appeal. It's like if something is going to look interesting, then it's going to obviously bring a little bit more of a crowd there. So that's why weightlifting, that's why strongman's more popular. Even CrossFit, dude.
Why are we doing the wrong sport, man? I ask myself every single day. Honestly, man,
we're simpletons.
There's a part of me that really wants to dive into bodybuilding once I'm done with powerlifting. And like,
I feel like everybody says that.
I want to, man. I really feel like I could do it, bro. I just want to tell myself, like, I'm gonna commit to it. Like one day after like a Raw Nationals, once I'm burnt, I'm like done, I'm expense. I'm gonna be like, okay, that's it. We're committing. Game day barbell is gonna be game day Arsenal strength machine. Just turn into a bodybuilding gym.
But now here's a good question though. So we take we'll say the top 10% of like all athletes in USAPL, right? Or we'll just say powerlifting as a whole. If you were to apply their work ethic for squat, bench, and deadlift to strictly bodybuilding, how good do you think everybody would do?
Oh God. I feel like at that, because bodybuilding is like 85% genetics.
Yeah.
So like, and like the muscle bellies and the insertions and the origins, like it's all dependent on that. Personally, I don't know too much about the sport, but like when it comes to like work ethic, I'm sure a lot of like Bob, for example, like I'm sure he would do fucking amazing.
Yeah.
He would do fucking amazing, but if he really decided to do that shit, like he'd just be like a waste of like strength because he's just fucking insanely strong.
Yeah.
But like, I'm sure he could do that. Ashton could definitely do that.
Yeah.
Like if we're talking top 10%, then yeah, like I really think a majority, if not all of them, could transfer over to bodybuilding.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just really curious because like, and now I'm like starting to lean in this direction a little bit more. Bodybuilding is definitely an art, but people can argue that it is a sport. I don't know. Is lifting weights a sport?
I mean, if you're going onto a stage like a beauty pageant, I think it's more art.
Yeah, I just don't understand why people get offended when they hear like, oh, bodybuilding's not a sport. It's like you're still competing against people. It doesn't really matter that much. But I would say that bodybuilding is harder than powerlifting.
In what sense are we talking about that? Because
not all right. So not the amount of I guess intensity that has to be put into it in terms of like pushing numbers per se. But let's just say that you retire from powerlifting, you go onto a bodybuilding stage, and they tell you like you talk to the judges after. It's like, oh, what could I work on? Because I've heard that's a very common thing for people to do after they get their scorecards. What could I work on? Your hamstrings could use work. Your traps could use work. It's like, damn, you have to focus on building 2 muscle groups that you need work on. Whereas with us, like we already know what to do to build our squat, bench, and deadlift. It's like lift heavy, lift it with intense. Make sure your diet's on point. Make sure your recovery's on point. I feel like we have it really easy.
I feel like the thing with bodybuilding versus bodybuilding is more so like you do everything leading up to meet day or show day to make sure that you can succeed. Whereas powerlifting, you need to show up on show day like completely like ready to fucking go, and you need to perform on the day of. Because I feel like just bodybuilding, you just show up and then you just show what you have. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a different it's hard to compare the two. Like I said before, like I feel like bodybuilding is more like a beauty pageant, make sure you look good on the day, and powerlifting is more like it's game day, no pun intended. It's game day.
Pun intended.
You need to fucking like show up and perform on throughout the entire session, throughout the entire day. Yeah. So it's a little bit different.
I kind of wish Joe was here to talk about that because he's done both. Like he stepped on stage for bodybuilding.
Oh, yeah,
he
Joe's
stepped
Pro,
on
by the way. IFBB Pro Joe Stanek.
I think he told me, and Joe, you could correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm speaking out of turn or anything, but he told me
Joe should bring out the fucking onesie, or not the one, the fucking
the banana hammock.
Yeah.
But he told me that once he's done powerlifting, he's gonna try to get his Natty Pro card. Oh, yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool to see. I feel like Joe has such good potential for bodybuilding.
Yeah, he does. He stores all of his fat into his waist and his ass.
Daddy Dumpy.
That's his new fucking name, bro.
What,
Daddy Dumpy IFBB Pro NPC Wellness. Oh my god, Joe's gonna kill me, bro. Joe's gonna fucking kill me.
He's either gonna kill you or be like, you know what? I'm actually gonna change my name to that.
Holy shit.
What's up, guys? Joe Stanek here, aka Daddy Dumpy, aka IFBB Pro Wellness Champion, Men's Physique.
Oh man. Anyways, what time is it right now?
We're only 30 minutes into this podcast, my guy.
Let me see what else we got to talk on this podcast. Ooh, I do want to. Speaking of Joe, Joe had an amazing athlete compete across the entire world.
Keenan,
dude, this guy's fucking insane.
Oh, you mean a random Korean dude?
Yeah, that's dude. He's a well-known Korean dude now, man. That's just his freaking username. But honestly, guys, we'll throw like a clip of him into the video somewhere here. But yeah, Joe had an athlete. His name is Keenan. He was competing in Korea on this previous weekend, and he totaled 965.
957.5, I think.
God, and he missed his last deadlift too. He was 8 for 9.
Dude, his thumb tore. That's so upsetting.
No, both of his thumbs tore.
Oh, I thought it was just the one.
Yeah, both of them. 957.5 at 110. He weighed in at like 103 also. 102 also. Man, that's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Like
if he weighed in a little bit lighter, he would have beat Bob on total and dots.
Yeah, so basically right now, he got invited to the Arnold, and him, Bob, and Ashton are going to compete on the same platform in March.
Dude, I'm so excited for that, man.
I wish I can go to the Arnold this year. I can't, though. Unfortunately.
Wait, why not?
Because my meet's the next week.
Pain.
Yeah, I know.
Without love, pain.
Unfortunate. But anyways, yeah, like I said, the 110 kilo weight class, I swear to God, whoever wins that weight class on the Arnold is winning the Pro Series. Or winning that meet in general.
Did you see the group chat?
What group chat?
The game day group chat?
Oh, God, what happened?
We were just talking about this. And look at what we're doing now.
God.
Dude, we're going to the Olympia.
Oh my God. That's like IRL just saw that.
What the hell?
We just spoke it into existence. Dude.
Manifesting the living hell.
Right, let me read this out loud for everyone in the podcast right now. USA Powerlifting will be a new addition to the Olympia in 2023. We are excited to partner with the Olympia team to bring exciting lifting opportunities to our members and showcase their talent among thousands of spectators. We are not replacing the current powerlifting. What does that mean?
Dude, I want to sign up for this. I will forego nationals to say that I lifted at the Olympia.
Oh, someone commented, who will be the first IFBB pro and powerlifting pro?
Oh my god.
Love that, dude. This is huge for USAPL in general.
Oh my bro, this is take that, Powerlifting America.
Dude.
Oh my god.
Dude, give me 3 years.
Wait, does that mean we just completely scrapped this episode because like we had Powerlifting America there, and now we actually have a sanctioned meet for the Olympia next year?
Dude, this is a fucking banger podcast episode.
Oh my god.
Wow, that timing was crazy.
That's so you can't even make this up.
No, actually, that was awesome. Oh my god. Wow, good for the USAPL. Good for fucking
this is exactly what we needed for the sport, because you take a look at the Arnold, right? The Grand Prix in the main hall.
Yeah.
It always gets everybody looking.
Yep.
But now the Olympia.
I know.
The biggest sporting event of the year.
Dude, apparently
now,
like this year was the biggest one so far too.
Dude. Because like I've been to my fair share of expos. Like I've been to the Olympia, the LA Fit Expo. I've been to the Arnold. Dude, the Olympia is just like, it's unlike anything. You've never been there, right?
I've been to the Arnold. That's the only like real expo that I've been to.
Take the Arnold and crank it by like 5.
God.
The amount of people that go to the Olympia is absolutely insane.
And it's in Vegas every single year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in Vegas every single year.
Dude, that's awesome. That's fucking awesome. Could you imagine like meeting C-Bum too?
I would love.
Oh no,
to.
he's retiring. He's gonna go.
He's not retiring.
He's not.
No.
Oh, thank God.
No, he said it because I watched his or I listened to his winner's speech, and he said, "Don't worry, I'm not retiring." Like with the lisp and everything. He's a savage. I'm sorry, I can't. Look,
C-Bum, I know you're watching, so please don't take that to offense.
He embraces it like I embrace my big ass nose. Okay, it's the same thing, but not really.
God.
Except, he can brand his lisp, but I can't brand my schnoz. So
that is awesome. November 2023. That's crazy,
dude. I'll gladly give up nationals.
I wonder what the qualifying or qualification is for that.
If you have to do nationals, then obviously like. If, you know what, knowing them, it's probably going to be an invite only, and I know for a fact I'm not good enough to do that. So
not yet, dude. I mean, I feel like you just need to compete, fill out 90, then you're good.
Yeah.
You got a lot of time in the world. What are you now? 175?
Well, the last 2 weeks I've been eating like shit. My body comp has gone to shit again. So I'm like floating like 180, 181 right now, but a lot of it's just water. And
it's all good. You have 20 pounds to gain.
Straight up fat anyway. Well, I'm not going 90 right away.
Yes, you are.
Marcellus and I came to the agreement that. God damn it. We came to the agreement that it's best for me to stay 82 for the rest of the year and then focus on filling out 90 in 24.
Good idea. Good idea.
Yeah, just because like I take a look at like the top 82s right now. Like granted, I'm taller than most of them.
What are you, 5'10", 5'9"?
5'10" on a good day.
5'10" on a good day. Damn.
But I'm taller than like most of the 83 competitors that are like at the top. But they still have so much more muscle and muscle maturity than I do that I haven't even fully filled out 82.
It's time to get the craftsmanship going on.
Like if you really want to think about it, I haven't even fully filled out 75. I got a shit ton of fat on my body.
Yeah, you got to recomp, get the body recomp, and then like honestly just maintain 181, and see how much, if you're doing cardio every single day, if you're working out, doing all of your accessories, being consistent with everything, and nutrition's on point.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing, because I had to talk with Marcellus about this the other day. And dude, you were even there for it when I looked my best, when I performed my best, like my nutrition, like it was the nutrition that was on point all the time. Yeah. But now since we've got like 50 billion different things going on, it's hard for me to just like justify cooking at night, because I get home and I'm like, I'm just gonna lay down on the couch and fall asleep here.
Yeah, I had this talk with Joseph the other day too. We were talking about like when we were busy, like throughout our lives, and like we just made it happen, made it work. Like obviously, I'm sure you were still pretty fucking busy when you were at the strongest point in your life too. But you always made a point to get your nutrition in the entire time. Mm-hmm. So like now it's just like you need to hold yourself accountable for being that on top of your nutrition, on top of your training, on top of everything, recovery and sleep, so you can get to the point that you want to be at. Mm-hmm. Because like I told Joseph before, like when I met you, I was taking 21 credits in school and working 2 different jobs and powerlifting like 4:30 in the fucking morning.
Yeah.
So it was like that shit. Like it sucks when you do it. But like by the time like you keep doing it for fucking weeks and weeks and months, like it's gonna become like automatic, and basically it's gonna add up over time, and you're gonna do really well the way you want to perform. So that's literally what my last YouTube video is about, just like recovery, performance, like everything about that. So
what is it like? It takes 21 days to do something consistent.
Yeah,
like you do something consistently for 21 days, and then it becomes a habit.
Yeah. So basically, this is a motto that I've been living by for the past like few years. It takes 21 days to develop or break bad habits. What you want to do is you want to force yourself, like literally just fucking go in for 21 days straight in a row. And by the end of those 21 days, you're going to either form new habits and destroy the old ones and like live a better lifestyle, or just like, you just can't, like you need to fucking like change the way you live. Like legitimately, I did it to Joe too. I made Joe fucking wake up every single day for like 21 days straight. And after that, he was just like automatically waking up at 5 a.m. every single day, being so much more productive with his life. Like I said to him, I think this is like a good way of standing by. Like if you want to change the way you live, you just need to be like that for 3 weeks straight.
Yeah.
So
I think my biggest problem is, and I know I'm going to sound like an old man when I say this, because I'm going on 30 in 4 months.
Holy shit.
It doesn't feel that way. I still feel like I do like when I was 20. But I genuinely think I need to stop playing video games. Like, so I got God of War Ragnarok. We talked about it on a podcast episode a few months ago. It's finally out. Grade A game, almost won game of the year.
It's a good topic to talk about.
Shout out to the kid that ran up on stage for Elden Ring.
Dude, that was so funny.
The amount of me invaded by dark spirit.
Oh my god! What did he say on the screen? He was like,
"It's like I'd like to thank my my superior Rabbi Bill Clinton."
Hey, dude, did you saw the Elden Ring like producer like standing behind him? He was like, "What the fuck is this kid doing?" Oh my god, that was so funny.
So I was listening to a podcast. Apparently, he planned the entire thing in Discord with a few people. So no matter who won Game of the Year, he was going to go up on stage and do it. Well, I'm glad it was for Elden Ring and not God. I really wanted God of War to win Game of the Year, even though Elden Ring is amazing.
Played the shit out of that game. You and I both did.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Shout out to the furled finger.
Oh my god. Shout out to the furled finger.
But yeah. So I've had a really bad habit the last I want to say like 3 weeks of just getting home and just laying on the couch playing God of War Ragnarok. I do want to 100% the game. But yeah, that's my biggest distraction right now, because I just need, like, after a long day,
it's such a good way to relax though.
But that's the thing, like I need to hit a dopamine or something, and that is my dopamine, but also my kryptonite, because I enjoy it, but at the same time I'm wasting time because I'm playing that game. Yeah. So I just really need to break that habit. And
I feel like if we have like a schedule, we really plan out our week or days. Yeah, honestly, week's better to plan out things. But if you plan a time period for you to play, but you have to get off at a certain time. Like that'd probably be like the best thing for you to do, because honestly, I think video games are important for like mental health reasons, because like we have so much fucking fun, and like that dopamine is like good. Let's keep it for like 2 hours even. Yeah. Like, dude, I've been like, since we started producing so much more content, I couldn't even play with my fucking cousins anymore. Yesterday I got on for like an hour and I was like, yeah, I'm dead. I got to go to sleep. Yeah. Like it's just like stuff like that. Like if you like have other priorities in your life, but you still want to keep video games in, you just got to plan out your day and then get off like the second you need to. Like you cannot just keep continuing to play. Yeah, that's it. Well, part of me thinks that I just need to start waking up earlier. Yeah. Because shout out Alex Hormozy. Yeah, honestly, the fucking mentor that he never knew we needed. But he says that like daily like morning routines are bullshit, which I agree with him on, because it's like you're like wasting all this time like making sure that your chakras are good and your mental health is good in the morning. It's like you're wasting so much time doing that. But if you still get up early, you still have like 3 or 4 hours ahead of everybody that's still sleeping, and you have that 3 or 4 hour window to get stuff done with no distractions at all. Granted, I would never wake up at 3 in the morning to get all this stuff done. It just sucks that you have to work out so late, because you've been working out at like midnight. Well, see, but then again, like that's still an issue for me, because when I'm lifting at night, I talk to people. I dead ass think I just need to get, and anybody that sees me in the gym, there's going to be no reflection on you if you're listening to the podcast, but I just need to get my headphones on, not talk to anybody, get my shit done and leave. That's all I need to do. Because realistically speaking, the days that matter the most are Saturday and Sunday, SPD days, and like my secondary bench day on Sundays. And like those are the days that really, really matter. It's not so much that I could fuck around Tuesday through Thursday, but I could go there and kind of rush the workout, because the intensities are going to be so low to begin with. What days do you have bench only workouts? Sundays and Sundays. That's it. It's
Yeah.
on bench only day. And the other days you have squat, bench.
Yeah.
work.
So the way my programming is right now, it's
So I'm trying to like organize this for you, so like you could have like a better understanding of like how to plan your entire days. Because like if you have a session that's like you bang out in like an hour and 20 minutes, just fucking wake up at like 4:45, get to the gym at 5 o'clock, train for like literally an hour and a half, get ready for work, and then go.
yeah.
That's
So
what you can do for that. Like that would make your lifestyle so much easier. You can come back and just film videos for the
Yeah.
rest of the day when you get back from work.
So SBD days are Saturdays. Sundays I've got bench only. I think actually I'll go through the schedule and then I'll finish it. Monday's off, so I could just come home, film content, do cardio, whatever.
Yeah.
Tuesday is low bar bench. Wednesday is conventional deadlift only, plus bodybuilding work, and then Thursday is high bar bench. Then Fridays are off. So, and that's what I'm saying. Like Tuesday through Thursday, they're so easy to get through. It's just I waste a lot of time just talking to people and taking too much rest in between sets.
That's the thing when you own a gym, dude. Everyone wants to talk to you. Even when you have your headphones on, like everyone there knows you and be like, "Dude, Tim, what's up, man? Like I haven't seen you in such a long time, bro. Like, how's the 9 to 5 doing, bro?"
Yeah. I don't know. It's just a little bit different. Like if we didn't have all this stuff that like we're so involved with, then I wouldn't mind doing that.
Yeah.
Like there would be times back in New Jersey at the gym that I used to go to that I'd be in the parking lot until like 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock in the morning, just like bullshitting with people.
Yeah.
And it's like I can't afford to do that anymore.
Yeah, honestly, we have like 20 things that we're juggling right now. Like actually 20 things, and like the fact that we have help with a lot of things now. Like, but honestly, it still feels like we have like 40 things on our plate. Yeah.
So I think the biggest thing that's going to help is that we hired some staff members finally.
Yep.
And I'm not going to be working weekends anymore, and that's the time to get all this stuff done. Like, how many podcast episodes can we bang out in just one weekend? Probably 5 if we really, really wanted to.
Yep. Like, we could do like one with you and me, one with all 3 of us, one with you and Joe. Like, we can do like shit like that, dude. Like, it's you can go like so many different ways, man. And have guests on, like, dude. Honestly, man, this podcast is like. We need to do more of it because there's so many good things for us to be talking about every single week.
Yeah.
So many good things to talk. Like, dude, the stuff that happened last week, like everything we talked about that in this podcast today was stuff that happened like the past week and a half. Like there's just so many good things to talk about in the powerlifting community and the fitness community in general. So we just got to take advantage of that.
Yeah. So we're almost going on that 45-minute mark with the podcast. Nico, let's talk about you and your meet goals really quickly because you're going to be competing in March, right?
Oh, yeah. So that's it's gonna be my first meet in a year because the last meet I did was in Hawaii, like literally March of last year. So there's a lot of time frame. Like I just did off-season mode basically. I went to the hospital like twice, I think, in between that time period. But after that, I told myself I'm not cutting back down to 75 anymore. I just don't want to. There's no point. I'm a bit too tall for that frame and a little bit more muscle than 75, so I can't be cutting down anymore. It's a detriment to my performance and health. So with that being said, my next meet is in March, the second week of March in Houston. I got invited to do the Rising Tide meet, the 110% Rising Tide meet. So basically, my goal for this meet is I want to do whatever it takes to go 9 for 9, 1, and 2, I want to win. I want to go best lifter in that meet because the best lifter in that meet wins a rack. And I fucking want a custom-made game day rack sitting in the gym. That is my goal, like so freaking bad. So Steve, if you're still watching this or still listening to this,
and we know you are.
I know you are, right? That's my goal. I want to win 9 for 9, and I already know like I'm gonna be opening with like near my meet attempts or meet PRs at 82.5. So excited to best my best performance at that weight class, and I just want to prove to myself and I want to prove to everyone in the audience in my social media that I can be one of the best lifters in the country because I know I'm fully capable of doing that, and I just need to put everything together on the day that it counts.
Hell yeah, dude.
Hell yeah. Like I have no numbers in mind. I just want to do the best that I possibly can. And then, like I said, just prove that to everyone and myself. So those are my goals.
I think that's a great place to end the podcast. Thank you so much for watching Stimmed Out, the most caffeinated podcast on the internet.
This hit pretty well.
The bumpkin bream.
Yeah, with only one shot of espresso.
Yeah. I think it's because it's like, well, actually, no. Like, this is the time we're usually up and about anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to go pick up my parents after this. Shout out Mom and Dad and Tiff. Nico, where can everybody find you?
All right. So the biggest place I want to promote right now is my YouTube because, honestly, that is the platform that I want to grow the most this year. Like I said before, I hired a new videographer. His name is Joseph. And if you are still watching this, please leave some feedback for me and for him because I do want to make that content as good as I possibly can. So my @ on YouTube is @Nico Flores. You can also find me on Instagram @Nico Flores 83kg. And on Twitch, I don't really use that much anymore. So Twitch.tv/NicoFlores83kg. Tim, where can they find you?
Nice, man. Gonna make this real easy for you.
Oh, God.
Because I changed my TikTok username
To what?
to Tim Thibodeau.
You did?
I did.
Dude, convince Nano to change her name too.
She's never gonna do that.
Dude, it makes so much sense.
You could find me on You could find me on all my socials at Tim Thibodeau. That's TIMTHEBODEAU. This has been Stimmed Out, the most caffeinated podcast on the internet in affiliation with the Obscure Celebrity Network.